Gavin was telling me between periods that John Ashley of the National Hockey League refereeing corps in the crowd. Maybe that's the reason why this referee was so quick to give the misconduct to Hogan. He wanted to show Ashley that he wasn't going to take anything.
That could be so. As you know, the World Hockey League and the National Hockey League expanding every, what should we say, second to third day. So really, they're looking for good referees. However, I think this guy is number 3 on the list that we've seen this weekend.
I made a mistake. It is not the same fellow we had the first game. They look a lot alike, but it's not the same one. We've had 3 good ones, though. Puck is behind the Twins' goal. Going after it is Oucher. He gets hit against the boards. The Flyers shoot it in. We have 14 and a half to go. Going to be a penalty here to the, I don't know who to, till they blow it down. It's going to be to the Flyers, number 16, Hinks, for high sticking. So the Twins now have the power play, Morley. It's almost time where we could really use one.
Well, I'm waiting to see what players Coach Lee Fogland now will put out on the power play. A couple of his big aces on the power play that he normally puts out haven't been going too well. And now I see that he has the Hogan, DePiro, Bragnello, and back on the point, Jack Barrie with his good shot, and Ferguson. Let's hope we can get one.
So Deacon comes off, Ferguson goes on in the power play. But the Flyers take the puck right off the draw, and they've been winning the draws tonight. That's something the Twins have won the first 2 games. And Hogan on the right side left to race after with Corby Adams. Hogan takes it away. Barrie Hogan stops, almost loses it. Hogan again will try, this time to DePiro, and the Twins having trouble. They lose it to Nicolishin, and he just couldn't get the shot away. Adams takes it away. The Twins haven't got out of their own blue line yet on this power play. Flyers frustrating them on every attempt. Nicolishin does a little figure skate and decides, that's it for me, I'm getting off the ice. Back comes DePiro. He should lead the first Twins rush over the line. To Bragnello. Bragnello carries into the corner. Right in the spot to Barrie. Hands on it. Quick up breakaway for Robinson. Ferguson after him. Robinson back in. And he makes the save. And Ferguson knocks Robinson's stick right out of his hand, and the Flyers pin it up against the boards. John Ferguson came out of nowhere, Morley. I think he saw a goal coming up, and he skated like crazy.
Of course, John always gives you 115%, and him and Jack Oucher have been real standouts tonight. Ferguson, as you said, was 30 feet behind the play when that puck started down the ice.
He broke in and caught Robinson, and Robinson did get a backhand shot, but it was stopped by Rod Matty. Here's DePiro again. Head man to Deacon. Deacon, one man to beat. Oh, he can't get it through to Bragnello, who's all alone. Back on the Flyers. Robinson makes the move on Ferguson, who takes him away from the puck again. Robinson in the corner behind the Twins' net. They'll pin it there again for a face-off. Tom Deacon had Bragnello all alone. Seemed to panic on the play, though, and really couldn't get the shot away to Bragnello, who would have gone in all unmolested. So there's only 38 seconds to go in the penalty, and the Twins have not looked impressive again. They haven't got a shot on Miller, and Matty's had to make 2 saves. And better with everybody on the ice tonight. 2-1. The Flyers lead it. Possibility of 12 and a half minutes left in the Twins season. Barrie Hogan across the blue line. Takes the shot, works right in, can't get it away, and the Flyers shoot it down. And going after it is Ferguson. Ferguson. Cross for Deacon. Deacon clears it up. There's a long shot by Sly. Cleared to the corner, and Ferguson goes back for it. 12 seconds to go on the penalty. The Twins have yet to have a shot on Miller. Deacon behind his goal. Puts on the brakes. Now will start up. Tom Deacon at the blue line. Dumps the pass for Hogan. Hogan across the line with DePiro. Hogan fakes the shot. In for DePiro. DePiro didn't see it. Sly after it. On the left wing boards. Takes a funny bounce. Bragnello can't get it in. They will pin it against the boards as the penalty expires and the teams are back at full strength. From the arena in Barrie, the Allan Cup playoffs.
Know something? Lowry's Menswear doesn't have to clap their hands, make loud whistles, or stamp their feet every time the seasons change. Lowry's customers know that when it comes to the latest styles, quality merchandise, and great prices, Lowry's Menswear, 266 Bay Street and County Fair Plaza, is their fashion headquarters. Lowry's Menswear, where fashions change with the seasons.
live at the Barrie Arena with the score 2-1 in favor of the Barrie Flyers. Face off to the right of Ernie Smith. Twins can't get a shot off the face off. It comes to center ice. Waiting there is Dan Wilson. Waits for his teammates to get on side and then just shoots it in. Behind the goal goes Steve Sly. Sly will wait, look right side, now comes up. Gets the pass on the right wing to Acomb. Acomb's checked off the puck by Wilson. And Sly will try again. This time his pass is stopped by Wilson again. He gets it to Viant. Viant overskates it. Then Viant clears to the corner. Mithrush was going the wrong way. Comes down hard on the right side. Can't keep it in though, and Oucher takes it for the Twins at center ice. To Wilson, he fires it into the zone of the Flyers. And Steve Sly goes back for it. Viant after him. Mithrush standing after it. Mithrush pins his check against the boards. Thompson. They break it out. McDonald pins Corby Adams off the puck. Acomb starts up. Hits the referee with it. Oucher loses it. Here comes Runke. Runke with Acomb. Runke goes wide on Wilson. Pair of twos. And Wilson takes him off the puck. It takes a funny bounce behind that. Runke has the man in front. Adams, he's all tied up. And the Twins, McDonald fires it free to center. And after it goes Doug Acomb. To Adams. Adams back to Acomb. Acomb gets it across the line. Drop pass, and Wilson knocks Acomb flying. Here comes Billy McDonald. Puts on the brakes. McDonald shoots it by the goal. Viant in after it. Twins are not finishing off any plays. Tinker Mithrush loses it, and here come the Flyers. Mithrush drops the pass right onto the stick of Runke. He's poke checked. And the Flyers have to come back to center with Steve Sly. Gathering speed at the Twins line. Hits Viant with the puck, and Bragnello turns. Out towards center ice. Dave Nicolishin takes the slap shot. Loses it to Bragnello, who clears it out, and Oucher couldn't get it. Thompson has it. Play is ragged. It's been in the neutral zone for about 2 minutes without getting into either zone. Wilson loses it to Bragnello on the return. Nettle can't bring it in. It's carried into the Flyers zone by Nicolishin. He now turns in his own end, feeds it to no one. Thompson just saw it at the right time before a Twin could get in there. Bragnello gets away. One man back to Pirro. Pirro shoots right over the goal. Wilson ducked. They make that Miller ducked, and it almost went in the net. Good wrist shot by DePiro. Here comes Nicolishin. Takes the shot on Rubinek. Nicolishin side behind the goal. Ruby skates him off the puck. Bragnello on the left side takes the pass from DePiro. For Nuttall. Tipped over the boards by Smith and out of play.
That was a good hard wrist shot by Brian DePiro that just missed the top of the net by inches. I think Al Miller thought it was wider than that, because when he ducked, the puck went over his shoulder and just 2 inches lower, and it would have been in.
2-1, the Flyers lead it, and time is becoming a factor for the Thunder Bay Twins with 9 minutes 30 seconds remaining in the third period. Brian DePiro on the left side has Bragnello. Bragnello across the line, shoots the shot. It's deflected high, goes back behind. The Twins just can't get a break as far as getting close to the Flyer goal. Flyers come back. This could be called for icing. It is, with 9:19 to go. And from Barrie, the Allan Cup playoffs.
Halfway Motors have a deal for you that's just too good to be true. If you buy a new 1974 Volvo right now, you'll get free financing for 1 full year. Halfway Motors will pay all finance charges for 1 full year on the difference from your trade-in on a new 74 Volvo. Don't miss this incredible opportunity to save on finance charges. Talk to the friendly salesman at Halfway Motors and trade in your used car now on a 74 Volvo. It'll be worth it. That's at Halfway Motors, your Volvo dealer on Memorial Avenue.
Morley Howe, along with Peter Young, to bring you the play-by-play action of tonight's third game of the Allan Cup Eastern semifinals. Make that the Eastern finals. And the Thunder Bay Twins, facing elimination, have perhaps only 9 minutes left in their schedule. They trail 2-1. Jack Smith for the Barrie Flyers on the left wing, up through center ice to Baird. Baird bumps into Ferguson. The puck goes bouncing into the Twins zone, and Rubinek starts out. Loses it partially in his equipment, gets it back, and gets a return pass from Bragnello to DePiro. Taken away there by Monahan. Monahan fires it in behind the Thunder Bay goal. Mandy out to stop it. And John Ferguson, the assistant captain, former member of the Canadian national team, takes it for the Twins. Fergie's last game with the Twins. As he says, he's hanging them up for sure. So does Joe Bamford, so does the entire Scooter line. And also Barry Hogan. So those 6 players for the Twins say this is their last game. Manny makes a save, doesn't even see the shot. Behind the goal, right up front, Manny makes a save as Monahan was left on a row. Another shot deflects wide. Here's Nuttall getting a chance all by himself as they change lines. Nuttall just shoots it as the Twins make a wholesale change. Tom Deacon comes into the forechecking zone, skates with his winger instead. Hogan sweeps to center ice. Can't stop Darryl Sly, former National Hockey leader, gets across the line. Sly behind the Thunder Bay goal. Carries on. Hogan takes the puck away from him. They pin it against the boards, and they'll hold it there for a face-off. Thunder Bay Twins would like to thank all those who signed that massive telegram and sent it to Barrie, supporting them in their play against the Barrie Flyers. The Twins would also like to extend thanks to all the people, the fans in Thunder Bay who supported them. Although there weren't too many of them this year, all those that did support them, they give you thanks. Also to their wives for putting up with the road trips throughout the season and for the practices every night that there wasn't a game. The Twins give special thanks to all these people for making it such a fine season for them, and of course winning the United States Hockey League Championship. 7:42 to go. Twins trail 2-1, face elimination in the next 7 minutes. Steve Sly comes back for the Flyers, shooting into the corner. Corby Adams goes after it. He's skated off hard by Mithrush, and Dan Wilson takes it behind his net. Here's Runke with the slap shot. Oh, post save by Manny. What a save by Rod Manny, the 17-year-old goaltender who's impressing them here in Barrie tonight. Thunder Bay has never had such good goaltending in playoff hockey in the last 5 or 6 years. If they'd had this kind of goaltending in the USHL all year, they wouldn't have lost the game. Dave Bryant pins Acomb hard against the boards. Runke can't get by. Wilson finally does. They just stand a standstill at the slot circle. Comes back to the blue line. There's a shot deflected by Oucher to Mithrush. Mithrush has McDonald breaking. Stant fires it all the way down the ice, and that will be called for icing as soon as it goes over the line. As Mithrush didn't see McDonald breaking. 6 minutes, 49 seconds left. The Twins trail 2-1 from Barrie, the Allan Cup playoffs.
Most people put their snowmobiles in storage for another year, but at 4J Saw Sales in Nippigan, this just isn't done. Instead, they offer greatly reduced prices on their used snowmobiles during their winter end clearance. Right now, 4J Saw Sales has 2 used 73 Panther Arctic Cat 340 models, complete with electric starts, now selling at low prices that you can't afford to pass up. Each model is in perfect condition, so see them soon at 4J Saw Sales in Nippigan.
Back in Barrie, 2-1 the score. With the Flyers leading. Have Dave Nuttall's cousin up here, statistician tonight. I know you'd like to say hello to some of the relatives back in Thunder Bay.
Yeah, I'd like to say hello to my niece Ava Nuttall and my mother's mother, Mrs. Isaac in Thunder Bay.
Very good. A lot of fans up from Aurelia to watch this series. It's been amazing. The Twins have had as much support in this rink as they've had on their own. Vocally, that is. Numbers are a little bit fewer, of course, but they've made more noise than the whole garden's full. Seems that everybody from everywhere but Barrie hates the Barrie Flyers, I think. Sean Ferguson clears for Hogan, couldn't reach it. Twins now have only 6 minutes to tie the score or hang him up for the season. Steve Rubinek in his own zone in front of Rod Manny. Pass up for McLeod, just failed to click. Darryl Sly shoots it back for the Flyers. Hinks fires it into the Twin zone. John Ferguson after it. He shoots it off the boards. That'll take a funny bounce. Come right up to center to Deacon. Deacon has McLeod with him. McLeod across the line. Shoots right on! What a save by Miller. McLeod got off a good one. Hogan keeps it in. He skated off the puck. And the Flyers break out. Coming back. Nicolation to Hinks, and that was the biggest scoring chance of the period for the Twins with the McLeod shot, and Miller made a big save. We'll have to check the shots in this period, but the Twins have outshot them 30-25 in the first 2. Deacon breaks away. The Twins come 3-on-2. Tom Deacon to the blue line, takes the shot, gives it to Hogan. Hogan into McLeod, all alone. Van on the shot, right in the crease, and Miller hangs on. Barrie McLeod just shot wide. Molly's had 2 good chances in the last minute.
Peter will never come any closer than that. without scoring. The Twins right now are giving it everything they got. They're certainly not quitting, and I wouldn't be too surprised if they put it in, because really the boys are really giving it everything they got.
5 minutes, 16 seconds left in the game, perhaps the season for the Twins. Of course, they've got that time to score, or else hang them up. Oucher knocks down the shot at the blue line, takes the slap shot. It's a riser, goes wide. Steve Sly carries behind his own goal. The Twins will obviously pull on Natty if they're within one with a minute to go or so. Dave Nuttall off the boards. Oucher has it. He takes a check. Nobody moves. He and Baird collided. Neither moved. Ragnello shoots it in. He takes a check from Baird. Nuttall goes to the corner to DePiro. DePiro right out in front, but Ragnello was checked off the play as the Flyer defense don't let anyone stand in front of the goal. They are all so big that there's no way a Twin's going to stand in there. Long pass offside. Robinson went in and fired into the goal despite the fact that the whistle blew, and that drew a few comments from Rod Matty. Won't say exactly what he said right here. 4:34 to go. 2-1, the Flyers lead. Should the Twins lose, and they only have 4:34 to score a goal that would allow them to stay in the playoffs. And should they lose, they'll be arriving back in Thunder Bay at about 8 o'clock tomorrow night, and are hoping someone will come and meet us, even if it's just our wives, to drive us home. Thunder Bay fans have a lot to be proud of in this hockey club. They've played well down here. Haven't quit for 1 second. There's Dave Nuttall shooting a backhand in, and losing 2-1 twice to the Barrie Flyers is, of course, nothing to feel bad about. Nuttall is tripped. No penalty. There's going to be a penalty here to the Flyers with 3:56 to go. And Oucher almost got a misconduct. He said something to the referee. The referee turned to give it to him. If Oucher would have turned around, he would have been gone.
Well, Oucher was also tripped on the play. A couple of seconds later, the referee hadn't blown the whistle yet, and Oucher was claiming that there should have been 2 tripping penalties, which 2 players were tripped on 2 different plays, and definitely the referee could have very easily gave the Barrie Flyers 2 tripping penalties.
Well, here it is. It's come down to the last 3:56. 2 of that will be played with the Twins having a man advantage. The power play has been non-existent for the Twins tonight. But now is the chance. They have the regular power play. Hogan, Bragnello, DePiro, Deacon, and Barley. And the puck goes into the Barrie zone from the faceoff. Jack Smith back for it. He dumps it out down to Barley at the Twins blue line. Barley back to Deacon in their own zone as they organize. Back to Barley. Barley stick handling in his own zone. To Deacon. Deacon swings away from Corby Adams. Deacon across the line. Deacon works in. Stop. Deacon tries to slide it back to Barley, and the Flyers knock it out. Barley shoots it back into DePiro. DePiro at center ice, turns back, goes back to the zone to Bragnello. He just clears it to the corner. The Twins will have to forecheck. They go in after it. Corby Adams shoots it behind the net. Hogan stops it. Couldn't find anybody in front, and Smith takes over. Flyers along the boards, cleared back to Nicolishin, and he'll shoot it down the ice. Deacon is waiting at center, though. Deacon comes back, puts the brakes on to avoid Corby Adams. Deacon comes up the middle, all by himself. Tom Deacon, backhand shot in front. Oh, and it's knocked wide by Nicolishin. Bragnello takes him out of the play. Hogan will fight there with Smith, and they'll hold it for a face-off. 2:57 to go. 1:02 to go on the penalty. Robinson and Baird come out on the forward unit to kill the penalty. Bragnello, DePiro, and Hogan trying to force the overtime by scoring a goal. The Flyers lead 2-1. 2 minutes, 57 seconds to go. What a game this has been, along with the first one of the series, which ended 2-1 in overtime for Barrie. Face off to the left of Ernie Miller, who's been beaten only once. It was by Jack Oucher in the first period. DePiro back to Hogan. He loses it. Deacon will get the shot. Deacon fans. Wait. Deacon shoots in front. Oh, it goes wide. Barely can't get there in time, and the Flyers clear it all the way down the ice. Brian DePiro back for it. Twins facing elimination. 2 minutes and 30 seconds away. Here comes DePiro. with Bragnello and Hogan. DePiro across the line, backhand shot. Miller makes the save.
Nobody has worked harder out there tonight on either team than Dave Bragnello. This kid just doesn't know when to quit. He's been out there. I like to have a stopwatch on him to see how much ice time he's logging, but he's really giving it everything he's got.
Great representation by the Thunder Bay Twins. This Barrie Flyer team is gigantic, and the Twins are hanging right in there. 2 minutes, 1 second to go. Barrie knocks it down at the blue line. If he can get a shot away, he can't. Bounces off, Barrie in front, can't keep it in. Deacon will try to. Keeps it on the line. Deacon gets it in. Moves around, fires left side for DePiro, and he fanned in the shot. Bragnello moves it off the boards. Bragnello back to Barrie. Shoots right on. Big save by Miller. Another shot by Barrie in front. Bragnello couldn't get the shot away, and it comes back to an open point with 11 seconds to go in the penalty. Deacon, as the Twins do everything but put it in. Barrie comes back, the last chance. Barrie's big shot. Oh, right on. Miller makes the big save. Boy, they did everything but put it in, and that last shot by Barrie was a big save by Miller.
That was a real scorcher, believe me. It was labeled for the corner, and Al Miller, a clutch goalie, came up with a big save. We got 1 minute and 55 seconds, and the crowd are all on their feet now, and they can taste it.
Allan Cup fever hitting the Barrie Arena right now. Twins a minute 55 away from elimination. Foley Howard's the 3 stars at the end of tonight's game. Fired along the left wing boards by the Flyers. They get it out to center ice. They come 2-on-1. Billy McDonald, 4 taking a Nico, gets into Runke. He's checked off by Rubenik. And it goes to Vine with 1:40 to go. 2-1. The score, Twins leading. Twins are staying at the Brookdale Park Inn for anyone who'd like to phone best wishes or telegrams to them after the game. Twins in their own zone. Rubenik. Back to Ferguson. Ferguson. To Tinker Rush, who's offside. 1:21 to go from Barrie, the Allan Cup playoff.
Get a happy home, we say, from the gang at Happy Homes today. We're young, progressive with experience too. Let the Happy Gang do your thing for you.
Do you want your home sold quickly and with the least amount of inconvenience to you? The answer is the professional realtor, Happy Homes Realty Limited. Call 345-2161.
Back in Barrie, and Rod Matty has just got instructions from Dave Bragnello as to when he wants him to leave the ice. Tom Deacon comes back, talks to Lee Fogler. He says, when do you want the goalie out, Lee? Lee gives the word back to Deacon. Power play is on for the Twins. Deacon, Ferguson, Bragnello, Hogan. It's the power play line, not a power play. The power play line is on. Brought in by the Flyers, shot wide. Matty watches it go with 1:11 to go. Runke clears it right in the crease. Backhand shot by the Flyers. Another one. Matty makes the save. Deacon behind his own goal. Twins have to get it out of their end to let Matty out of the goal. To Bragnello. Bragnello gets it off the skates of Deacon. Less than a minute to go. The Flyers press. They come 3 strong into the Twin zone. There's Ako firing it right across the crease. And Colby Adams doesn't get a shot. Barrie Hogan will come down with 48 seconds to go. Twins not long away from elimination. Bragnello gets it to the blue line. To center ice. Bragnello working in. Shoots it. Goes to the corner. He's checked off the puck. Manny's out of the goal. It's an empty net. There's the pass. Shot down. The Twins will have to get it. An empty net to shoot at. They get it across the blue line. Bragnello circles with only 27 to go. Deacon has it for the Twins. Deacon at center ice. Loses the puck. Here comes the shot at the open goal by Runke. And it goes wide. Ferguson got a piece of it. The Twins are going down. There's only 12 seconds to go. What a season it's been. 9, 8, 7, 6 seconds. Behind the net goes Thompson. 4, 3. The series is over. Beaten the Thunder Bay Twins 2-1 in Game 3 of the series to win 3 straight. A very dejected Twins hockey club. Some of these guys gave up their last shot 100%. And the Flyers and Twins congratulating each other at center ice right now. And they all know they've put up one heck of a fight. The season is over for the Thunder Bay Twins. Coach Lee Fogland goes to center ice. The crowd stands and applauds both clubs as they shake hands. At center, the Twins, a very dejected hockey team. They gave it 150% tonight, and it just wasn't good enough. And Tom Deacon shake hands with Ron Robinson, who he played with in hockey in the International League. The Twins get a great round of applause as they skate off the ice. Listen to that. Round of applause for the Thunder Bay Twins as they go to the dressing room. And that's it for them this season. It's all over after a great year in the United States Hockey League Championship. The Twins bow out to the big, roughed-up Barrie Flyers. 2-1 is the final score, and from Barrie, the Allan Cup playoff.
Hold out your hands. On one hand, Floyd's Auto Glass, 224 North Cumberland Street in Waterloo at Victoria. Experts at auto window repair. But on the other hand, they feature all your glass needs for your home and business, like mirrors, shower stalls, glass fronts, and paneled glass. Floyd's also has popular glass tabletops for protection and everlasting beauty for your furniture, cut to your preferred size. Now put your hands together, and you get Thunder Bay's complete glass service. Floyd's Auto Glass.
Back in the final wrap-up. Scoring for the Barrie Flyers in the second period was Curtis from Regan at 1:06 to make it 1-0. Then in the power play, Acomb for Baird and Runke at 5:31, and that was the scoring for the Barrie Flyers. For the Thunder Bay Twins, Archer from Rubenik at 12:36 gave the Twins a 1-0 lead that they could not hold. Final shots on net for the second game out of the 3. The Twins outshot the Barrie Flyers 38-35. Great goaltending by Ernie Miller was the difference tonight, although Rod Matty was also fantastic in the Thunder Bay goal. Morley Howe, a great season for the Thunder Bay Twins, and they gave it, I can't believe, the heart they showed this game here tonight.
Well, they certainly did, and really the fans really appreciated, because in the last 2 minutes of play, everybody just stood and clapped, and there was an awful lot, as you mentioned, Aurelia people here tonight. The Barrie Flyers had knocked the Aurelia team out. They were hoping for the Twins, and really, they have nothing to be ashamed about. They really represented the United States Hockey League and the city of Thunder Bay very well. They were up against great odds, really. This team will definitely go on to win the Allan Cup, no matter if it's played in Cranbrook, BC, or Japan. There's no way that any senior team is going to stop the Barrie Flyers. And at this time, I'd just like to congratulate the Thunder Bay Club, who doesn't know what the word quit means, because they gave it, as I mentioned, everything, and the game was in doubt right up to the dying seconds.
Well, Morley, we mentioned last night, and I talked to a number of the Twin players today, and there was so many of them that said if they lost tonight, this would be their last game. John Ferguson, Joey Bamford, Barry Hogan, Dave Bragnello, Dave Nuttall, and Brian DePiro all say that this is it for them, and that they will back it up after this season. Now, I know that's a lot of hockey players off a hockey team, but I'm sure the Thunder Bay Twins will be around next year.
Well, really, Peter, it's been a long, long season. They came so close last year against Aurelia, leading in that fourth game of the series with about 8 or 12 minutes left. And they knew this year they had another crack at it. However, they were playing it on the road. I believe they would have stretched the series at least to 5 games back in Thunder Bay. However, it was the South's turn this year, the East, to have it in their home rink, and certainly you can't take nothing away from them. But getting back to those players that say they might pack it in, really, I'd like to just let them have a couple of months holidays. They certainly deserve it. And I think when Fogey calls the first practice next September, I wouldn't be surprised if most of them are right chopping at the bit and eager to go again. Certainly the management and all the board of directors in Thunder Bay don't want to see any of this fine team break now. They know maybe what they're lacking. Really, one or two players make a big difference. They got a couple of new boys this year, and I'm sure they'll pick up a couple through the summer. I know manager Russ Poole has been talking to people in Southern Ontario, and I know that Thunder Bay will be back next year to have another powerhouse. I just hope all the other USHL clubs work as hard as the Thunder Bay management do in the off season, because I'm just looking forward to another season. And really, we're all a little disappointed down here now that the Twins certainly nobody ever dreamed of them bowing out 3 straight. However, all 3 games, they were right in it, right to the very end. Even in the 7-4 game, it was 5-4 with 4 or 5 minutes left to go in the game. And in all 3 games, with the right breaks, they could have won it. However, that's history now. They have to look ahead to next year, give the guys a couple of months rest, and I think everything will take shape next fall.
Morley, when you were mentioning something there, I forgot to tell you about the one other retirement from the Thunder Bay Twins that he says is irreversible, and that's Coach Lee Fogland. He says that this is his last game as coach of the Thunder Bay Twins.
Well, Coach Fogland has also had a long year, and all those travel trips and around the 8 different cities in the USHL, and naturally he wanted to win it before he bowed out. I think he's a great coach, and certainly he gets a lot out of his hockey players. But if Thunder Bay loses Coach Fogland, they will have to really work to come up with a man that is as hockey dedicated and has the knowledge of the game as Fogey has. Certainly, in his 2 years with the Twins, check me if I'm wrong, he's been there 2 years. He has league champions in both years, and he deserves an awful lot of credit. And really, it would be an awful loss, I think, to any club to lose a coach the caliber of Lee Fogland. But as I said, I think give them a couple of months off, and things will look maybe a lot better than they do right tonight. I know it's going to be a long trip home to Thunder Bay tomorrow, even though they are flying. They really didn't want to fly home tomorrow. Not one of those players were looking forward to going back to Thunder Bay tomorrow unless they had won 3 straight. So for this season anyway, the BC is out. The Allan Cup is out. However, one thing is for sure, the Allan Cup is definitely going to be in the East and stay in the East. Last year, the Aurelia Terriers walked over Brandon, I believe. It was St. Boniface, check that. We all know what St. Boniface had. Thunder Bay was 5 to 10 goals better than St. Boniface. This year, it's out in Cranbrook, and no matter where it's going to be played, it's going to stay till next year in the East. And I'm just hoping that some of those players who are talking retirement now, also along with Lee Fogland, have a good rest, and I'm sure most of them will be back.
Thank you, Morley. And finally, your 3 stars of tonight's hockey game.
Well, really, this was the toughest of the 3 games to pick 3 stars because everybody played so well. We can go right down the Barrie Flyer lineup, and they don't have a weak spot on the lineup, really. I mean, you're looking for 1 or 2 weak spots. Now, I'm not an expert, and Coach Boglin had mentioned to you last night that they don't have one, and certainly I haven't seen anything that even looks like a weak spot in their lineup. Everybody was up for tonight's game. Barrie knew they had to play a good game to take Thunder Bay, and going over to the Twins lineup, they certainly gave it all they had. The young line again of the Brian DePero line, they were seeing an awful lot of ice time. And back on defense, I thought the Twins maybe played their best game of the series on the blue line, the four-man blue line brigade. However, if I have to pick 3 stars, I'll go to number 1 star, the Barrie Flyers veteran goaltender, Ernie Miller. Miller didn't have as many saves as he's had to make in the first 2 games, but when he had to make them, he was there. Thunder Bay pressed for the last 10 minutes of the period, and Miller kept coming up with the big saves. He had the goal post as his friends a couple of times, but I guess that's how the goaltender wants to use those posts for their advantage. So Miller definitely is my first star. Star number 2, I got to go to maybe the smallest player on the Thunder Bay Twins defense. Number 5, Jack Oucher. Oucher